Say free Tibet!
Tibet, what do you think of? For many, it is a land of mysticism, lamas and Buddhism, great mountains, yaks, nomads, and monasteries. Yes, this is true, but for Tibetans, it is a nation which had its own government system and language until our recent tragedy. Tibetan civilization existed for thousands of years. Tibetans practiced a native religion known as Bön, where people's lives revolved around ritual healings. Yet the Tibetans were warriors who defended their territories from foreign invasions. Buddhism came to Tibet from India, and it transformed the Tibetan people into devout spiritual people. Buddhism became the principal religion in Tibet up to the present. Now in Tibet, the practice of religion, culture, and way of life that is based on compassion and nonviolence is being manipulated by the Chinese government's ideologies of communism and pseudo-capitalist ideas. So the traditions have to be preserved in exile communities outside of Tibet. People like us who were born in exile community cannot go back because we are considered reactionary and splittist. This is a strange feeling, not being able to travel to one's own country while working on and thinking about it every day. Not all Tibetans are monks or nuns. There are lay people, traders, nomads, nobles, bandits, and farmers. They are Buddhist, Bon, Christian, and Muslim. In the West, they have the uncanny resemblance of Native Americans. In Kham and Amdo, in the northeast, they look more tall and fair. Life for ordinary Tibetans was tough in the old days because of the harsh environment and also the feudalistic system. Yet there is no record of famine in Tibet prior to the Chinese invasion. People are generally hardworking. Tibetans love to take time off, sing and dance, and go out for picnics. Music is an integral part of Tibetan life. There are songs when they are crossing rivers in boats, when farming, traveling, doing constructions, ceremonies, and rituals. The land is as varied as its people. The majority of the area is the high desert plateau that you may think is uninhabitable. Yet, Tibet also boasts lush forests in the south and north, rivers, vast grasslands, and sacred lakes. Tibet's natural resources were once pristine and untouched because of their beliefs in the sacredness of all natural elements. Religion for most Tibetans is about laying a foundation for the next life. Whatever you do in this life leads to either good or bad consequences for this and the next. So that's why Tibetans are extremely conscious about the environment and every existing life form. Prayers, images, and symbols remind us of the importance and interconnectedness of even a tiny pebble that is a part of an immense cliff. The land and people of Tibet are now faced by total destruction by the communist Chinese. My fellow Tibetans, especially the monks and nuns who have suffered immeasurable tortures and persecution under the Chinese, have said that they do not feel any anger towards the oppressors. Instead, they feel compassion for the Chinese. But for Tibetans like me, who have not suffered the least torture from Chinese. I feel constant pain by the way the Chinese treat my people in Tibet. With all the anger and frustration building within me, the only hope we Tibetans have is justice and support from international communities. I feel optimistic that one of these days I shall have the chance to see and touch the land and breathe the air and sing freely on top of the mountains to the deities and nature.
I usually make a distinction Buddhist culture and Buddhism because Buddhism means for Buddhist. Buddhist culture not only for Buddhist but also non-Buddhist or even is non-believer. To me also, if Tibetan issue is just one is nation's issue, then of course a nation or 6 million human beings nation important, but does it compare whole world? Then not so important, isn't it? But in the term of you see, the Tibetan Buddhism and Buddhist culture, just I mentioned, and then it becomes clear. Now it is not just for 6 million, but at least I think hundreds of millions, right, are involved. So therefore, you see, the Tibetan issue is something connected with. So the
Sean Lennon here at the Tibetan Freedom Concert. Right now I'm talking to Ben Harper, who just performed. How can you relate? How can you relate specifically what you're doing to the Tibetan issue?
Since the last concert, I think a lot of awareness came up, but I think there's still
Rinpoche